Hey girls, it's Monday. Actually, it's Tuesday. It's 11 o'clock. This is going to be very quick, very educational, and very poorly edited. I apologize for the sounds of the fan in the background, but oh my god, it's frackin' hot. So this is scripted because I need it to be scripted because it's a lot of research about things that I didn't really know a lot about and I still don't really understand a lot about, but I felt like sharing a lot of it with you. So here goes. I enjoy a good Wikipedia of the Day article, and the other day it was Edward III of England, and he was one of the longest ruling English monarchs, which led me to a story about the longest ruling European monarchs, which led me to research the House of Bourbon, which kind of led me to realize that there are actual claimants to the French throne, and these are called pretenders because it's not an actual throne that's available. And I thought it was fantastic, and I thought I'd share it with you. The House of Bourbon is still a royal house in Europe, and through a really awkward situation, mostly involving a lot of revolutions and abdications and stuff, there's not a French king. So the House of Bourbon is one of several that actually claims that they can be the French king. There's a lot of schools of thought on this subject. 4. Bonapartists, Legitimists, Orleanists, Legitimists and Jewists, and the Plantegenets. Spanish is my forte here. You guys know this. Bonapartists. Let's start with them. I feel like we all know this part of the story, so I'm not going to get into it. The latest in this long line of monarchs includes Prince Charles Napoleon, born October the 19th, 1950, head of the House of Bonaparte following a male line of succession. He has 4 children, including another son. He has a doctorate in economics. After the death of his father, Louis Napoleon, it took 7 months for his will to come out, and it was then discovered that his father wanted the House of Bonaparte to skip from him to his grandson. Ergo leaving Charles in limbo in the middle there. He's 24 and he is pretty. So the son is Jean-Christophe Napoleon. Again, I don't speak French. But he is beautiful. Look at him. He's so pretty. He's 24. If it weren't for his very, very short great-great-great-grandfather or granduncle or whatever his relation to Napoleon Bonaparte is, I would be tempted to vote for him, but we all know that's not how this works. Then there's the House of Thought called the Legitimists. These guys are divided into 2 factions, the Bourbons and the Orleanists. Charles X of France abdicated in favor of his cousin, Louis Philippe, in 1830. This led to some bickering for the next 100 years that involved another abdication, which is actually illegal because according to French tradition, a monarch who holds but does not possess a throne cannot abdicate it, wherein there's a bunch of thronage in limbo. And this is kind of problematic because, you know, France is a democracy and all. Let's do the Bourbonist first, because he's pretty too. Born April the 25th, 1974. This is Louis the 20th, King of France and Navarre, also Duke of Anjou, although that's disputed as well. He is head of the House of Bourbon. He's the great-grandson of King Alfonso the 13th of Spain. He is the first cousin, once removed, of King Juan Carlos I of Spain. He's also the great-grandson of Francisco Franco. Not going for him very well. He and his wife have a daughter and twin boys. They live in New York. Okay, Orleanists. Prince John, Duke of Vendôme. He's the recognized Dauphin of France. And I know I'm saying that right because that's how Lily Sobieski said it in Joan of Arc. He is 45 and has a son named Gaston. How cute is that? I wonder if he gets up and eats 4 dozen eggs every morning to help him get large. If you got that, I love you. Prince John was originally slated to marry another woman in 2001, Duchess Tatiana of Oldenburg, but the marriage kind of fell through whenever his grandfather Henry called him out a little bit, and there were worries that a Protestant heir might, disturb their claim to the French throne. Now the Plantegenets. The Plantegenets The plant of something. I'm gonna put it here. Somebody tell me how to say that. I don't speak French. These are probably my favorite because they're so random. This includes the Kings of England, the Jacobites, the Stuarts, the Griffins, and the hereditary Princess of Liechtenstein, Princess Sophie. So really nothing's going to happen with this. There's a bunch of people who can claim the French throne, and France is a very firm democracy. That there's people who can still claim to be of the French monarchy, still do claim to be the French monarchy, and are pretty in doing so. Hope you girls are having a very good week. Michelle, I will see you on Wednesday. Bye! Also, I just graduated. I'm going to show you some pictures of that because I know you want to look at them. Maybe? Let me know.